Hi, I'm Paxton, and I'll be your tour guide today. Behind me, we have Pearson Hall. This is one of our freshman dorms on campus. Today, I'll be showing you dorm rooms. Come inside. The only way to get into campus is if you have an ID card, so you'll have to swipe into all the dorms. And then over here, we have an intercom system. So through every dorm, we have these dial buttons within the dorm rooms and then outside. So say you're visiting somebody, you don't live here, you would dial their room number, and then you can actually call their room, and they can unlock the doors to the dorm through the intercom system, and you can talk to them. They can see you through a camera, and they can unlock the doors for you so they don't have to leave the room. It's really nice to have. So right here we just have our main lobby. Every floor has a lobby. In the lobbies we just have TVs and stuff. You can watch movies, play video games. You can hang out with friends, do homework, play card games. It's just a nice little hangout area to have. And then right here, this is what we call our RA office. So every single night there will be an RA in the office. They're just there for your needs if you have any issues with toilets or sinks or anything being clogged. They'll always be in there for your help. If you have questions about anything, you can always come see an RA here. And then over here, we have mailboxes. Every student has a mailbox. They are really small. The only thing they can fit is card-sized items. Throughout campus, you'll see our mail room when you go on your actual tour later on, and that will be in one of our other buildings where you'll receive bigger packages. All right, so here's the laundry room. So in the laundry room, you don't have to save quarters or use quarters. I know it says 25 cents, but it is included with living on campus. And then there's one on every floor and every side of the floor, so there's 2 on every floor in Pearson. So every student has keys to their dorm. And then as you come in, you will see our intercom system right here that I talked about in the entranceway. So this is where you would unlock the door for visitors, talk to them. And then one really nice thing about it is there is a security guard button right there. So if you were to have somebody calling your room constantly at 5 o'clock in the morning because some student forgot their keys, you could actually press the security guard button and it will lock them in that little box that we entered into the dorm. It'll lock both the outside doors and the inside doors and call security. So it also has a nice safety measure within your room. You don't even have to leave your room for that. So it's really nice. And then as we enter in this way, you'll see this is the half of our room looks like. So there's this, and then on the other side of the suite, there's a mirrored room that looks exactly like this. The desk, the dressers, and the closets, and all of the drawers and stuff all come with. You can decorate it any way you'd like, and then mini fridges, TVs, anything like that you would bring here. And then through here we have our bathroom. So then as we come into the bathroom, you'll see that this side of the room has their own sink and toilet, and then as you come through, there's one shower shared between the 2 rooms, and then this side of the room has their own sink and toilet, and then there's the mirrored room right here. So then they share a little common space out there, and then this is the exact same stuff, and it's all the same. Here we have Calflush. This is our other freshman dorm on campus. It is across the street from main campus. We'll be showing another freshman dorm, the laundry room, and then the hangout lobby area. Come on in. So same thing as Pearson. To get into the dorms, you have to have a swipe card that unlocks and lets you in. All right, and then we have the same intercom system as we do in Pearson, and it runs throughout all of the dorms. And then in here is the lobby area where all the students hang out. We have a TV so people can hook up Xboxes or anything like that, DVD players, you can watch movies. I know RAs put on a bunch of activities down here. They do movie nights with hot chocolate during the winter. We've done pumpkin carving, and we watch a Halloween movie, and so that's all done down here. And then it's the same thing over here. You can do some studying, you can hang out with friends, you can eat dinner if you want, and like I said, you can hang out with your RA, hang out with your friends, do homework, but follow me to the next part. So same thing as Pearson, every student has keys to their dorm. So when you first walk in, it's different than Pearson where there's no 2 mirrored room. It's just one room with 2 students. The shelves, the desk, the drawers, all of the the beds and stuff all come with. And then over here, it's the same for Pearson and Calbflesh. You can control the air condition and the heat for the room, not the entire dorm, which is so nice because then it's between you and your roommate, not through hundreds of people in one building. And then as we walk over here, you'll see that the sink is outside of the bathroom, which is so nice because obviously if your roommate's showering, you don't have to worry about not being able to brush your teeth or even use the sink or get a drink of water or anything like that. And then as we walk over here, you'll see only 2 roommates to 1 bathroom. And then the shelving space. And then instead of Pearson where they have closets, you would have this whole shelving space and hanger area. And then same thing as Pearson, we have the intercom system over here where you can press the security guard button, you can talk to them, and then see them through the camera. Calbflesh also has mailboxes. They're the same size. They fit card-sized items. And again, if you have any bigger packages, we do have a mailroom on campus. So then through here, this is the laundry room. The difference between Pearson and Calbflesh is Calbflesh, there's only 1 in the whole building and it's on the first floor, whereas Pearson has them on every floor. But it is the same as they are included with living here, so you don't have to use quarters. It's free to the students. And that concludes the tour. Thanks for coming with. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to your counselor. Hope to see you around campus. Go Warriors!
Welcome inside the Schaefer Center for the 2023 home opener for Indiana Tech women's volleyball. We get things kicked off right away with some WAC conference action. The team starting to wind down their warm-ups here, about 6 minutes away from getting this one going. Glad to welcome you in here for another season of Indiana Tech women's volleyball, brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. I am Joe Hacker. I'll have your play-by-play for the majority of this season, and it's a season that has started off quite successfully for the Warriors. Coming into this contest, recently broke into the NAIA national polls, now ranked number 25 in the country with a 6-2 record to start the season and a couple of high-quality wins as well. We'll get into that in just a moment, though. The opponent tonight, the Rochester Warriors. They come into this one with a less sterling record of 2-7, but building some momentum after picking up their first 2 wins here in the last couple of days. A busy time of the schedule for Rochester as they participated in the Siena Heights Labor Day tournament over the last couple of days, so they are a well-oiled machine at this point in the holiday weekend, but could be running out of some steam as well at the same time. For Rochester, those first 2 wins of the year came against Kentucky Christian and Indiana University Northwest. 3-1 in each of those contests. And the highlight performance of Olivia Francis is one to watch out for as we move into this contest today. Francis, 18 kills in their win over Kentucky Christian, 15 kills in the win over Indiana University and Northwest. And all of those sets and those wins, fairly close ones, but outside of that, not been a super successful season so far for Rochester. They've won just 5 sets total in their other 7 games, but 3 of them came on Saturday of that tournament in which they went 0-2. So starting to make a little bit of progress. We'll see if Rochester can convert it into some wins, but Indiana Tech playing well as well, of course, with that 6-2 record so far. They were picked to finish top of the conference in the preseason poll. Rochester picked to finish last, so we'll see how that one turns out. But for the home Warriors, some key results so far. It really started off this year with the 3-2 5-set victory over then number 21 Marion. That one featured 14 kills from Noelle Van Ort, one of the key returners this year for Indiana Tech, as well as 6 blocks from Taylor Sorg. They will, of course, both be in action and feature prominently, I'm sure, in this one tonight. And close sets in that matchup against Marion. It was a 16-14 5th set, so Tech able to just barely get by that one. The last 4 sets of that matchup, all within 5 points. Now, in their following tournament, they had 2 top 25 matchups. Going 1-1, they had a 3-1 loss against Montana Tech, which is now ranked Give me a moment here. Number 10 after being ranked 15th in the previous bowl. So high-quality competition there. That one featured 42 assists for Andrea Shriver, who has so far this season already been named WAC Setter of the Week after the first weekend. So off to a good start. And on that note as well, JC Blust recently named the WAC Defender of the Week. So we'll see what they have in store for us here. Back on that Montana Tech game, the Warriors won set one, but then proceeded to lose the next three straight. They rebounded with a 3-2 victory over then number 17 Bellevue, who is now ranked number 13 in the country. So that's a big quality win for the Warriors. That one featured 16 kills from Noelle Van Ort, and it was actually a 3-0 reverse sweep for Indiana Tech. They were down 2-0 and then won the next three sets that were all within 3 points. So a tight win, but some resiliency shown there from the Warriors as they are looking for their first WAC tournament title since 2011. They were close last year, but they lost in the WAC tournament championship game to Cornerstone in heartbreaking fashion. It was a 2-0 lead for Indiana Tech through the first two sets, but then they dropped three straight, including a 18-16 loss in the fifth set. Doesn't get any closer than that, folks. So Tech out for revenge this season, and so far, early returns have them ahead of Cornerstone. We'll have to see what happens when those two teams link up here at the end of the month, September 22nd, the first game between those two. That one will be at Cornerstone. We'll have Cornerstone here for you on October 21st, but we'll go ahead and drop it there as it looks like we are ready for the national anthem and the introduction of the starting lineup. So with no crowd mic, we'll do the best we can for you here using just my headset. And then we will be ready to open the home slate in the 2022-2023 season. It's plugged in. It's powered by
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Schaefer Center at Indiana Tech for tonight's volleyball match between the visiting Rochester and your Indiana Tech Warriors. Indiana Tech, the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference, and the NAIA are committed to maintaining a true spirit of competition through the 5 core values of the NAIA: respect, responsibility, integrity, sportsmanship, and servant leadership. Please do your part by showing respect to every spectator, student athlete, coach, and an official in today's contest. Thank you. Now we ask that you please rise and gentlemen remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem. Now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for the visiting Warriors of Rochester. Number 3, Natalie Geisenhaber. Number 4, Olivia Francis. Number 5, Charlotte Warner. Number 6, Audrey Soares. Number 18, Courtney Mack. Number 23, Darcy Bennett. Number 13, Gabby Casella. Rochester is coached by Juliana Gutnick. And now for your Indiana Tech Warriors, a senior from Sparta, Michigan, number 1, Andrea Schreiber. A junior from Motorville, Minnesota, number 2, Noelle Vanor. A junior from Zionville, Indiana, number 6, Taylor Sword. A senior from New Bremen, Ohio, number 10, Taylor Paul. A sophomore from Kankakee, Indiana, number 12, Jacqueline Holloway. A grad student from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 13, Emma Westra. And a grad student from Florence, Kentucky, number 5, JC Blush. The Warriors are coached by Matt Fishman and assisted by Cindy Garrett, Kendall Gerber, and Lauren Taylor.
All right, there you have it. Starting lineups in the book, national anthem in the book. And let's see what this season has in store. Already a few matches in. And going to get plenty more in this weekend as well. It's a busy part of the schedule for Indiana Tech as well. The Liz Lakowski Memorial Tournament going down this weekend here at the Schaefer Center. We'll be carrying that for you live here. However you're joining us today, you can tune in on Friday and Saturday for those respective matchups. We'll be live the entirety of the day. Still not 100% sure what exactly that is going to look like, but I assure you the coverage will be here for your enjoyment. Some new video boards here in the Schaefer Center, getting some use here today. Some that nice little hype video there before the introduction of the Warriors, in case you were wondering what exactly that was, and some nice close-up shots as well to accompany the starting lineup. So making moves here. You'll love to see it, as there's a new video board out on the soccer/lacrosse field as well. Some upgrades being made in that department over the summer for Indiana Tech. And let's see if this Warriors lineup continued to make upgrades over the summer. A lot of key returners this season. Only a few players that played over 100 sets are not returning this year. 7 of the top 10 that played over 100 sets are back. 5 of the top 6 as well. So a pretty familiar group of players here for Indiana Tech this season. And we'll see how that plays out, how that fares for them throughout. Just getting final rotations locked in here and ready to go. And it'll be Rochester to serve first. Going back for the first serve will be Charlotte Warner, the setter from Farmington Hills, Michigan. Getting ready to send it on its way. And here we go. We're underway, and it's the service error right off the start. So Indiana Tech gets the 1-0 lead. And so they'll get to take over now. Back to serve for the Warriors. The home Warriors, that is Taylor Paul. And here we go. It's a jump serve on the way. Rochester able to play it. There's the set. And it falls to the floor. It'll be a kill for number 6, Audrey Soares. Now subbing into serve will be Ashley Horn for Rochester as we're all evened up at 1. Here it comes. To the outside. There's a swing from Westra. And back to the outside, and we're going to get a whistle here and a point for Indiana Tech. Looks like we've got a double hit called on Rochester. Blust sends it over. The set. And the attack goes long. So Blust again on the serve. Just barely gets over, and it's misplayed. So it's another point for Indiana Tech. They lead it 4-1. JC Blust helping to put together a run from the back end. Here's the set from Warner. Outside, and that is a kill for Geisenhaver. Gabby Costello goes back to serve, and just off the top of the net, but it's good. There's Shriver, and off of the blockers and down to the floor is Taylor Sorg. That'll be a kill for her, and makes it 5-2. It'll be Emma Westra now. And cross court. There's the set from Warner. And just sent across, but easily handled by Blust. Out of the middle, Van Ort. That's a big swing and a kill. Here it comes again from Westra. Puts plenty of juice on that one. Warner, a little miscommunication, but they make it work. Blust with the dig. Out of the back row, there's the attack for Indiana Tech. Warner another set. To the outside, it's for Francis. And out of the middle, and off of one of the Rochester players, and Indiana Tech claims another point. Five-point lead here in the early going for Indiana Tech. Francis receives that one, goes right back to her, and a nice dig there from Blust. Back row attack, and that is going to be an error on Westra, and Rochester claims one back. It's Kiefer for Rochester, and it's served at Westra. Now the near side, Van Ort unloads on that one. Couple of looks back-to-back for Van Ort. She's just crushed them. Now she's back to serve. Another one of her strengths here is on the serve. Right back across. Nice little play there by Paul. Doesn't lend a point yet, though. Van Ort out of the back row. Middle attack there from Sorg, and it's a point for Indiana Tech. And that is almost misplayed. That finds just enough room in the backcourt of Indiana Tech to be a point for Rochester. And that'll be Darcy Bennett on that one. The serve coming from Geisenhaver. And that's going to be an error and another point for Rochester. Van Oort able to handle that one. Shriver, far side, and a big swing there. Lends another point to Indiana Tech. That one coming from Taylor Sorg. And sorting out where exactly the ball is coming from, and there we go. Now we're ready to go. Serve on its way. Near side attack coming from Rochester. Now out of the middle, and that is a kill for Allaway. Set, and the attack handled by Van Oort. A little miscommunication. Van Oort, and that one goes just wide. As it was not Van Oort on that initial play. My apologies. And that is an ace there for Carly Roraff, the sophomore out of Westland, Michigan. Brings it back to a 4-point game. Roraff again. That one handled by Indiana Tech. Shriver on the set. And a big swing from Paul, but doesn't lend a point. But Indiana Tech gets a free ball. There's Blust. Now for Shriver. But handled again by Rochester. Now right at the net. And a point for the Warriors. Jacqueline Allaway gets the credit on that one. And now Andrea Shriver gets her turn to serve. Shriver's serve is on target. Back row attack from Rochester. Shriver the set to the near side, but it's going to be a point for Rochester, as it looks like we've got a double hit. This is Charlotte Warner for Rochester. And here it comes. Blust receives. Shriver the set. Big block there for Rochester right at the net. And that's going to be Rochester in the net, so it'll be a point for Indiana Tech. It'll be Taylor Paul back to serve. Just catches the top of the net, but we're all good to go. The attack is long there, but it's off of the blockers, and it's a point for Indiana Tech. It looked like that one came from Courtney Mack. Horn sends it over. Shriver the set. Westra tips it across. Back outside for Francis now. Blust, bump set. Van Oort out of the back. Right at the net. And that is a kill for Allaway. Nicely judged there. And back and forth we've been going here lately, as it's now 15-9 in favor of Indiana Tech. Westra, now there's the attack from the Warriors and a kill for Taylor Sorg. Blust serve goes long, and that'll be a service error and a point for Rochester. Both teams here tonight are the Warriors. Always makes it a little bit more fun. Got to be a little more clear about which Warriors it is that we're talking about. The home Warriors, though, lining up an attack right there, but it's a big block for Rochester, and they'll get the point on that exchange as Westra put some juice on that one, but Rochester, a good job to have that one covered. And now it'll be Gabby Costello back to serve. Westra forced to send it over. Outside for Francis to the far side. That's a big swing and a kill. So the lead down to 3 now for Indiana Tech. Probably the smallest it's been here in a little bit. We'll see how they weather this one, if they can right the ship here. Van Ort tries to. That one is hammered, and it stays in bounds. And right on cue, Indiana Tech back out to 4, stables the ship. Westra, nicely played there by Francis. Warriors able to get it back together here. Van Ort, and just to the back, but it stays in yet again. Looks like she's using just about all of the space afforded to her there inbounds, pushing it to the edge. There's Westra, sends it across. Francis almost misplays it. Warner, and then played it into the middle. Now here comes Indiana Tech trying to regroup. Francis, free ball on the way for Indiana Tech. Shriver sends it across, and that one stays just barely in. Nicely done. And we got a timeout on the floor for Rochester, so while we have a second, we'll go ahead and take a look back at that last point, because that one deserves a second look. And you see there, just able to find the right amount of space. Here in a second, we'll let it develop a little bit more. And doesn't get a whole lot closer than that one does. While we have a second, we'll take a look at some of the stat leaders and kills. It is Noelle Van Ort and Taylor Sorg with 4 apiece. And Sorg 4 for 5 to this point. And nobody on the Rochester side with multiple kills to this point. Francis has 6 total attacks, but only 1 kill to her name. Just 1 ace for J.C. Blust on the Indiana Tech side of things. And 2 as a team for Rochester to this point, as we are set to get going here yet again. Indiana Tech leads it 18-12. They need just 7 more points to claim the first set here tonight in the Battle of the Warriors. Westra still on the serve, and this played by Francis. And that is going to be another ace for the Warriors. As Indiana Tech starting to really pull away here. Westra sends it on over. Costello. And middle, a little bit on the wrong page there, it looked like for Rochester. Shriver, big attack out of the middle, but the block comes through for Rochester. And that one courtesy of Darcy Bennon. Shriver now to the near side. Van Ort crushes that one. And it goes out of bounds off the blockers, so it's a point for Indiana Tech. That one unloaded. Van Ort has not spared any energy today with these attacks. Now she heads back to serve and sends it over, and an ace for Noelle Van Ort. That gets Indiana Tech up to 21 points. That one off the hands of Madeline Geisenhaver. Van Ort, another look here. And is another ace? Yes, it is. So make it 2 in a row for Van Ort. It looked like that was off of Geisenhaver again. Whistle blows, and we're ready to go yet again here. Now just 3 points away for Indiana Tech in our first set. And this is going to be a free ball for Indiana Tech. Bluss now for Shriver. There's the attack from Sorg. To the near side, sent across by Geisenhaver. And Wester has to chase it down, but no dice. The effort, though, of Westra catching some applause here in the Schaefer Center. Indiana Tech leads it by 8. Here comes the serve from Geisenhaver. Shriver with the set, and Taylor Paul with the kill. That'll bring on a couple of substitutions for the Warriors of Indiana Tech, as they're now just 2 points away and looking to finish it off here. They control the serve. Over to the far side, and nobody can get to it. That is going to be a kill, I believe, for Farnsworth. It's actually credited to Courtney Mack, wearing number 18 over on the far side. Here's Shriver for Paul, and it's inbounds. That'll bring Indiana Tech to set point. It'll be Shriver on the serve. Here it comes, but it goes long. So we play on here in the first set, and Rochester still has life. Albeit they trail by 8. Indiana Tech needs just the 1 point. Here comes the serve from Warner. It stays just barely in. And it's an ace for Charlotte Warner. And Rochester continues to fight on. Here it comes from Warner. Indiana Tech handles it. Westra off the blockers, but handled by Shriver there. Out of the back row now, Van Ort. Free ball on the way for Indiana Tech. Van Ort with the pass. Shriver, far side, but absolutely crushed by Allaway. Didn't even hit the floor before it hit the back wall. 24-18 now. Rochester putting together a bit of a run here. Warner with the jump serve. Shriver just able to get to it. It's a bump set. Floated over the top by Westra. Sent across. Van Ort able to handle it. Shriver with another set. Near side. Couple of Warriors hit it, and that's going to be the set point for Indiana Tech. They win set number 1, 25-18. So that said, teams will go ahead and take a break. Switch sides. We'll utilize one of our breaks as well. When we come back, more Indiana Tech women's volleyball, brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.
Welcome back inside the Schaefer Center through set number 1. Indiana Tech leads it 1-0 after claiming the first set by a score of 25-18. We'll go ahead and take a look back at the replay from that last point as Indiana Tech able to just get it together. See it develop here. And the final kill of that one credited to Taylor Paul. That brings her up to 3 kills so far on the evening. Noelle Van Oort has 5. Taylor Sorg with 4. Jacqueline Alloway also has 3 kills. Van Oort with the 2 aces. Chasey Bluss still with 1. Emma Westra with 1. Over on the side of Rochester, as we're about set to get going again here. Just 2 kills apiece for, that is Carly Mack, if I'm not mistaken. And 2 for Madeline Geisenhaver. Courtney Mack, excuse me. Apologies on that one. Thank you for joining us here today. Joe Hacker calling your play-by-play. And it looks like we're just getting everything sorted out here. And then we should be all set here in the next minute or so. No pun intended. And here we go. It looks like Indiana Tech is set to serve. It'll be Andrea Shriver back to serve for the home squad. And here we go. Warner, middle attack. Indiana Tech trying to gather it up, and they do. Sent across, a little free ball action, but sent right back across. Misplayed there by Rochester. Back row attack has to come from Geisenhaver. Bluss with the bump set, near side for Westra, and she finds open floor. So set number 2 off to a good start for Indiana Tech. Still obviously a long way to go, but you'd rather start out up 1-0 than down. Off the serve, Francis now out of the middle. Bluss goes backwards to Paul down the line, and it's out. Looks like it's going to be Ashley Horn to serve for Rochester as they look to fight back and even this matchup at 1 set aside. Almost a miscommunication from Indiana Tech, but they're all good. Van Oort, back row attack. Doesn't yield a point yet. Big block for Indiana Tech, and there you go. That's a point for the home squad. And they lead it 2-1 as the block comes up large there for Indiana Tech. Jacqueline Alloway and Emma Westra involved on that one. They get credit for the block. And here comes the serve from Paul. The set. Now the attack on the far side comes from Soares. Sent across, right at the net, and that's going to be a kill for Rochester. They'll give that one to Francis as here it comes from Costello. Shriver the set, Westra the attack. It's off the blockers, but played by Rochester. To the back row, now Shriver again. Tries a different option this time, still nothing. Now to the near side, there's a swing, but it's off the blockers from Francis, and it's a point for the Warriors of Indiana Tech. Plus on the serve. Francis all the way to the back. It's a free ball if it even gets across. It does. Blust now for Shriver. And the swing comes from Sorg on that one. Far side, Geisenhaver down the line, and a point for Rochester as we go back and forth here in the early going. Kiefer will serve now for Rochester. And there it goes. It goes just a hair long, and it'll be a service error and a point for Indiana Tech. They regain the lead here 4-3 now. And it'll be Emma Westra to serve. Westra takes the directions from head coach Matt Fishman in his second year here at Indiana Tech. Successful last year, and it's an ace for Westra as that one is off the hands of Geisenhaver and into the stands on the far side of the gym here. Westra has a second ace now on the day. Little float serve action there. Costello. Sent across. Here's Shriver to the outside looking for Van Ort. It's off the blockers. Costello bumps set, and the attack comes from Carroll. Shriver sends it across on her own. Costello able to handle it, though. And then there's the attack from Geisenhaver. Goes cross court and finds a kill. At the back end now is Geisenhaver, and she'll send it across. Runs up to the line and sends it over. Shriver sets it far side, Van Ort. And it looks like she might have been in the net there. And the point nonetheless goes to Rochester as they even it back up. Indiana Tech had pulled out a 2-point lead. And Rochester able to fight that one back. Still very early on here in tonight's matchup, and Indiana Tech will reclaim the lead with that service error. Van Ort on the serve has been successful for the most part thus far. Near side, but we get an early whistle as Courtney Mack lined up the attack, but it's a double hit, and Indiana Tech doubles the lead now out to 2 points. With a deep breath, Van Ort sends it over. Set comes to the near side for Mack. Shriver goes on the attack on her own. Costello sent across by Carroll. And a little bit of a misplay there by the Warriors, as Shriver not necessarily on the same page. I think it was Sorg she was looking for on that one. Roraf on the serve. Apologies, because that's probably not pronounced correctly. Far side, big swing, and a kill for Taylor Paul. Here comes the serve. It looks like that's Sorg that's back there. Carroll with some heat on it. Stays in bounds and gets one back. 8-7 stays tight here so far in our second set, as Rochester will make some substitutions. And back to serve will be Charlotte Warner. Van Ort, now here's Shriver, far side, just sent across, but it's out of bounds from Paul. Eight now our score. Warner with the serve, Blust. Here's Shriver, sends it across on her own. And Rochester forced to rush the attack towards the Tech bench, but it falls to the floor, and Rochester jumps out in front here. Might be their first lead of the match. Don't quote me on that one. But I think it is. We'll see if they can build on it here. Warner sends it just a hair long. And it is a point for Indiana Tech. That one was quite close. Had a couple of Indiana Tech players ducking to try and avoid it. And judged it properly as it went just long. Now Shriver on the serve. And a point for Indiana Tech. As a little bit of a catch there for Rochester. Too much palm. Sending it backwards as they try to gear up an attack. The serve goes long there. And it's a point for Rochester as we continue to go back and forth. Rochester hanging in here with the 25th ranked team in the country. Paul, now Shriver, out of the back row, Van Oort, and that one goes just long as well. And it's a point for Rochester. They jump back in front. And misplayed there by Indiana Tech. It'll lend itself to another point for Rochester. Here comes the serve from Horn. To the far side, off the blockers from Paul, and Indiana Tech is just able to get it across and get organized. There's the attack from Geisenhaver, and the block comes through. Big play for Indiana Tech. We'll take a look at that one again when we get a second. Bump set, now back row attack from Geisenhaver, and too much on it. Indiana Tech fights back and ties it up. Paul sends it over. Costello to the far side, sent across. That looks like Soares. Near side attack from Westra, and comes up with the kill. Here's Taylor Paul. Sends it over. Costello right at the net. And we get a whistle. It's a point for Indiana Tech. Didn't see the signal from the referees there. Nonetheless, the result is a point for Indiana Tech. They now lead by 2. Starting to build a little bit of momentum here in the second set as we start to get through the middle phases of this one. Big swing there, but it's got plenty of juice on it. Too much, if you will, from all the way. Costello will serve. Shriver right at the net. Westra off the back row, and a point. Got that one off the hands of Ashley Horn there in the back row. And now J.C. Blust will serve. Warner. And the attack off of the blockers, but out of bounds. And it is a point for Rochester. They'll make some substitutions here. Tech kind of really just rolling with what they've got out there. Do make a sub, though, as Allaway comes off. Shriver back to Van Oort. And that's a kill for Noelle Van Oort. As that one redirected into the bleachers behind Rochester's bench, and now we've got some spectators having to go fish for that ball. And Emma Westra will serve. There's the attack coming from Benin. And off the back row, it's a kill for Sword. Westra sends it over. Costello right back across. Blust able to get the pancake on it. Van Ort off the blockers, and it goes out of bounds. A point for Indiana Tech. They now lead by 4. That'll lend itself to a timeout for Rochester. We'll go ahead and utilize one as well. Indiana Tech women's volleyball brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
Welcome back inside the Schaefer Center, just in time, as Westra ready to serve this one. Indiana Tech leads 18-14 here, needing just 7 more points. Kiefer now to the back for Geisenhaver, and that is not what Rochester was looking for out of the timeout, as it's another point for Indiana Tech. They now lead by 5 here and are closing in on another set victory. Westra on the serve, gets it over at Carroll. Now to the far side, Geisenhaver has to get it over the blockers, but sends it too high and too long. Indiana Tech now up to 20 points. Set from Kiefer. Sent into the net there by Benin, and that makes it 21-14. So the Warriors of Indiana Tech really putting it together now. They lead by 7. To the near side for Carroll, off the blockers, but just a little bit of a miscommunication there for Indiana Tech. Nobody quite in the area. And a point for Rochester. Stabilizes for the moment, but they suddenly find themselves with a lot of ground to make up after going back and forth in the early going of this set. Shriver able to get that one. She sends it across, and it's a kill for Andrea Shriver on the little change up there. And she's been doing that frequently here for Indiana Tech. Let's see what they have her attack number at. They give her 9 attacks at this point and converted on a few of them. Van Ort sends the serve long. And so it'll be 16 now on the scoreboard for Rochester. On those 9 attacks, 3 attacks actually for Shriver. I was looking at the wrong player. 2 kills on him. Westra in the back row. Shriver right at the net, and it's tipped across. That's a kill for Taylor Paul, down to 2 points now. As Tech will make some substitutions. Coming into serve will be Gabriela Ortiz Acevedo, the junior out of Puerto Rico, getting her first action of the day. Ortiz Acevedo sends it on over. Carroll into the back row for Van Ort. And sent across off the blockers. Shriver getting over to it, sends it across, but it's dug up by Rochester. Quick pace here to the far side. It's Paul on the attack. Sent just inbounds there for Rochester. They're able to keep it in. And that was from Mackenzie Kiefer, credited with that one. And now it'll be Charlotte Warner back in to serve. Her team trails by 6 here. Looking to avoid going down 2 sets to none. It's at Van Ort, Shriver, and a swing at the near side from Alloway. Now back across on the near side, past the blockers and down the line. It's a kill for Olivia Francis. Francis led the team in kills with 74 coming into the day, and she's got 4 added to that thus far. And Charlotte Warner serves again. Shriver with the set. A big swing alert is issued there for Taylor Paul. That one would probably go on the highlight reel. And now it's set point for Indiana Tech as they look to make it 2-0 up. And Andrea Shriver on the serve. Here comes the attack from Francis. Blust gets a hand on it, but it goes into the bleachers, and it'll be a point for Rochester as they trail by 5. And look to put together a similar rally as they did to set 1 when Indiana Tech was on set point. Delayed it for quite a while, picked up a few extra points. We'll see if they can continue that trend, maybe get something more out of it. And Indiana Tech is in the net there, so there's a freebie for Rochester. Horn is back to serve. Here it comes. Tech able to coordinate. Shriver for Paul. Can't finish it off this time, but it's a free ball coming now for Indiana Tech. Van Ort, Shriver the set to the far side. Wester into the blockers, but that'll do it. Indiana Tech takes set number 2, 25-20. We'll step aside. You're watching Indiana Tech Women's Volleyball, brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
From the first day, I felt very welcome at Indiana Tech.
I just really enjoy the classes and the vibe I get from all the other athletes and just the students here. Everybody's cool and everybody gets along really well.
I'm currently a senior, and since my freshman year, student life activities have really grown throughout campus, and there are so many ways that you can meet new people. You can go bowling, you can watch movies, and it's just really important to get involved on campus.
We have intramurals, anything from billiards to basketball. It's made student life very enjoyable. I love Fort Wayne because there's always something going on, like festivals. I walk a bunch of the trails here locally. There's great restaurants. There's always something fun to do. You can never be bored here in Fort Wayne.
The school spirit at Indiana Tech is epic. It's everything. We had our first annual hockey game not too long ago. Everybody showed up, face paint, cowbells, Trojan hats, lawn gnomes. It was amazing. It makes it so worthwhile to be a Warrior. Go Warriors.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.
Welcome back inside the Schaefer Center, about ready to get set for the third set. Could it be the final set? I guess only time will tell here for Indiana Tech. They lead it 2-0 so far. Looking to make it a clean 3-set W. We'll see if that is going to be in the cards. The teams have, of course, switched sides again, as we now do after setting that aside for a little bit due to COVID. I believe they brought that back last year, if I'm not mistaken. All right, and here we go. Ready for this set. It's going to be Charlotte Warner on the serve for Rochester. And here it comes. Handled by Paul. Comes to the near side. Westra unloads, but it's right into the blockers. And a point for Rochester to start this one off. Warner back again. And there it goes. Shriver. Paul floats it across. Over the far side, Francis. Rochester getting situated here again. They'll try the near side this time, and it's down the line and stays in from Courtney Mack. So Rochester now up 2-0. A good start to this third set for them. And we'll see if it's something that they're going to be able to continue on with. Shriver with the set to the near side. It's for Paul off the blockers. And that should be a point for Indiana Tech, and it is, but it looks like we have an injury. So we will go ahead and step aside.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
From the first day, I felt very welcome at Indiana Tech.
All right, welcome back. Audrey Soares was the player down for Rochester, and she was able to get off the court and over to the bench with some assistance. Looks like she was still not putting any weight on that ankle. She's got it elevated right now over on the bench, and it looks like the trainers are tracking down, I would assume, some ice or whatever else they deem necessary for the time being. But leading into the timeout, it was a point for Indiana Tech. So it is now 2-1 as we get back going here in the third set. And that is going to be a kill for Olivia Francis, as it was off the tip of the fingers of that Indiana Tech player that was over on the far side there. And so Rochester back in business, at least for the time being. Down 2-0 so far as they look to build back into this one. And continue. Big swing from Van Ort. And it's off the blockers, out of bounds. And so that'll be a point for Indiana Tech. But as Rochester continues to try and build some momentum from what has been their most successful weekend to date, after the Labor Day tournament up at Siena Heights, they were able to come away with their first 2 wins of the season. If you're just joining us, Francis had it blocked. Now the Warriors get their chance to attack. Big swing and a kill. That one coming courtesy of Taylor Sword. Or Van Ort, excuse me. That is who they're going to credit. Wait, nope, it is Sorg. I'm getting ahead of myself. Takes them a second to put in the stats sometimes. It's a hard job down there. I do not envy that position. That one stays in bounds. It'll be a point for Rochester. Coming from Reagan McGregor into the game, donning the number 7. And presumably coming in relief of Audrey Soares, if I had to guess. Costello sends it over. Shriver with the set. Westra, and it's dug up by Warner. Near side for Geisenhaver, and nice play there by Shriver, but free ball coming over now for Rochester. The set from Warner, far side Francis, sends it across, and gets the point. So Rochester looking good here early in set 3. As they look to build this lead. Costello with the serve again. And as I say that, it's the broadcaster's curse, as it misses just wide to the left. At least to the left from Indiana Tech's perspective. Now Emma Westra's turn to serve. She's been successful here tonight in that regard for the Warriors. Middle attack, and Indiana Tech fumbles it a little bit there. It'll be another point for Rochester. That one for Darcy Bennon. Bennon with a couple of kills tonight for Rochester, as there goes the serve from Kiefer. Near side, Van Ort winds up on that one, but no point yet. Carroll sends it over. Shriver, the bump set for Van Ort. They try it again off the blockers, and that one comes up with the point. Van Ort coming off that point. We'll go back to serve, but she sends it long. So trading points now here, at least for the last few, as Rochester leads 7-5. Here comes a serve from Geisenhaver. Bluss sends it over. Costello. There's a set now back across to the far side for Mack, but it goes long. Coming back in to serve will be Ortiz Acevedo. And we'll see what she can dial up this time. It was a one and done last time, but not necessarily her fault. The serve was perfectly good. And puts a lot of juice on that one, and it goes just long. For Rochester, Roroff will come in to serve. And again, apologies. That is almost certainly not being said right. Roraf, one of the two maybe. Shriver sends the free ball across. The set comes from Kiefer to the far side, and it stays inbounds down the line. Courtney Mack now up to 5 kills. 9-6 is our score here. Rochester putting together their best set this point in the game, but Taylor Paul answers back. Shriver on the serve. Here's the set from Kiefer, near side for Carroll, able to get it over. Blust, bump set to the far side for Westra. Carroll gets the dig. Now they'll try Mack again into the blockers. Out of the back row comes the attack from Geisenhaver, and it stays in bounds. No. We get a point here for Indiana Tech, excuse me. So the Indiana Tech Warriors closing up here. Carroll off of Blust and gets the kill. Back to serve is Charlotte Warner. Looking to continue at worst, keep this lead where it's at for Rochester as they've led by 2 most of the way. Far side attack comes from Paul. Now here's Mack at the near side. Van Ort crosses it over to Paul. Costello able to get down for it. And a point here for Rochester. They get the lead out to 3. Little bit of a battle at the net, and Rochester comes away on top of that one. Served at Van Ort. Now near side, it's Westra. Doesn't get much on that one. Into the net. And a 4-point lead now for Rochester. I believe this is the biggest of the match. As set 3 looking promising for them thus far. Van Ort will get a rest, come out and chill with their teammates for a little bit. Shriver with the bump set. Westra comes out of the back. Costello. Near side for Mack. Blust with the nice dig. Shriver back to the near side for Paul. Dug up by Costello. Rochester getting organized. It's a free ball coming for Indiana Tech. They're able to handle it. Shriver tries Paul again, and it yields a kill. An important moment there for Indiana Tech. And after the quick rest, back into the match comes Van Ort. Just a quick little breather, get some water. And Indiana Tech trails it by 3 now. Van Ort right back at it, and it comes with a kill for Van Ort. Subs right back in and crushes it off the blocker. It falls to the floor on the Rochester side. Taylor Paul will serve. Too much juice on that one. And Rochester back out to a 3-point lead. Ashley Horn back to serves. A little bit of a floater. Shriver able to get to it, and Westra sends it over. Not a dangerous attack, though, by any means. Costello with the free ball now for Indiana Tech. Shriver. Swing there coming from Teak, and it's a kill. Hannah Teak, the freshman from Elkhart, comes in and gets a kill, and it's a 2-point set. Blust tries Van Ort, and it's a point for Rochester. There was some question marks there. Everyone kind of took a second and looked at each other, saw if anyone saw a deflection. But it was ruled a negative. Here's Shriver. Goes for Sorg. And Rochester not on the same page there. A couple of Warriors collide. And it allows Indiana Tech to get a point there without much trouble. Westra on the serve. Here it comes. Costello. There's the set from Warner to the near side for Francis, and she'll send it long, but it was tipped. So it's a point for Rochester. Rochester into the middle sections of this set is not fading away. They continue to maintain that little cushion they've got over Indiana Tech as they look to get back within a set. Van Ort off the blockers, and Rochester feeling it a little bit now as the blocks come through. And a timeout needed by Indiana Tech, so we'll go ahead and utilize one as well. Indiana Tech Women's Volleyball, SummitCitySports.com.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
Welcome back inside the Schaefer Center, ready to go out of the timeout. It's a 4-point lead for Rochester, but they trail 2-0. Let's see if Indiana Tech can get it back on the rails here after that timeout. Shriver is able to set it off on the right foot, and she'll come up with the kill. So step number 1 is successful for Indiana Tech coming out of the timeout, and it will bring Noelle Van Ort back to serve. Van Ort, big toss and a jump on that one, and that one just barely goes long, and it's a point for Rochester. Van Ort really put some juice on that one, a big toss, a big jump, and just a hair long. Off the tape, right back over, and it's a kill for Courtney Mack. Rochester extends the lead out to 5. 18-13, now is Rochester just 7 points away. Here comes the serve from Geisenhaver. Shriver with the set, and it's going to be another point for Rochester. The error from Sorg there, and it's 6 points for the visitors. Van Ort will come out for another quick break. Cassidy Boehner checks in. And we get a whistle. And we're going to have to run that one back. Looks like the referee wasn't quite ready. And now here we go. Trying to breach 20 points for Rochester. Shriver the set off the blockers from Sorg. Shriver tries Sorg again off the blockers still. Here comes Blust. They try the near side for Paul, and the blockers coming up huge for Rochester. And that'll be another point for Rochester. a couple of big blocks. I think they got 3 on that one, as Sorg got blocked twice, Paul got blocked once, and Rochester just 5 points away. They have a 7-point lead here. Shriver for Paul, maybe letting out a little frustration as Paul comes up with the kill. That'll bring on a couple of subs again for Indiana Tech, as Hannah Teak will come in. And into serve. Trying to catch a number on that one. Here comes Carroll off the blockers, and a point for Rochester. In on the serve for that one was Nia Penny. And she'll go right back out. And she'll be joined, at least momentarily, by Taylor Sorg on the bench. 7-point lead for Rochester. They're 4 away from claiming set number 3. Shriver. There's the attack from Teak off the blockers and a kill. Shriver on the serve. Handled by Mack, and she'll go on the attack. Teak with the set. Shriver over to Westra. Carroll able to get to the dig. Kiefer for Mack. And she finds some open room. Mack able to get it back out to 7. (22-15) now is the score. Rochester smelling the blood in the water here. There's the serve from Warner, and it's misplayed. It looks like that is Boehner, and now it's 23-15. Shriver, middle attack. Westra loads up on that one, but nothing so far. Far side for Francis. She puts a lot into that one and comes away with the kill. It's set point now for Rochester. They lead by 9. This would be the biggest deficit of any of the 3 sets so far if Rochester is able to convert here and close out this 3rd set. Shriver finds her way over to the ball. Paul. Here comes the attack from Rochester. Shriver again. Far side, Westra. And it's a kill for Emma Westra. So Tech hangs on for the time being. Van Ort will come back in. Here's the serve from Paul. The set from Warner. Far side, Francis. It's off of Paul. Near side, Van Ort. Off the blockers, still alive. Francis off the blockers, and they come up for Indiana Tech and claim the point as they continue cutting this lead back. 24-17 now. Paul again on the serve. Warner with the set, middle attack. Indiana Tech survives for now. Van Ort on the attack. Here's Warner, far side, Francis, but it doesn't get that far as we've got a double hit. Indiana Tech starting to get back into this one. The momentum is building. Schaefer Center coming back alive here. Warner with the set, near side Mack. It's off the blockers, still alive though. Sent over, and it's ruled inbounds, and Rochester comes away with set number 3. And that'll make it a 2-1 game. We'll go ahead and step aside when we come back. Set number 4, Indiana Tech Women's Volleyball, SummitCitySports.com.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
From the first day, I felt very welcome at Indiana Tech.
I just really enjoy the classes and the vibe I get from all the other athletes and just the students here. Everybody's cool and everybody gets along really well.
I'm currently a senior, and since my freshman year, student life activities have really grown throughout campus, and there are so many ways that you can meet new people. You can go bowling, you can watch movies, and it's just really important to get involved on campus.
We have intramurals, anything from billiards to basketball. It's made student life very enjoyable.
I love Fort Wayne because there's always something going on, like festivals. I walk a bunch of the trails here locally. There's great restaurants. There's always something fun to do. You can never be bored here in Fort Wayne.
The school spirit at Indiana Tech is epic. It's everything. We had our first annual hockey game not too long ago. Everybody showed up, face paint, cowbells, Trojan hats, lawn gnomes. It was amazing. It makes it so worthwhile to be a Warrior. Go Warriors.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.
Alrighty, here we go. Set number 3 on tap. We'll take a look at the quick stats real fast. Noel Van Ort and Taylor Paul both with 10 kills for Indiana Tech so far. Olivia Francis with 9 for Rochester and 7 kills to the name of Courtney Mack. Gosh. Drew a blank there for a second, folks. 6 kills for Taylor Sorg as well on the Warriors side. Emma Westra has 5. Nobody else has any more than that. And just getting everything situated here, and then we'll be all good to go. So Rochester got one on the board there, and that was tied for the largest margin of victory. With the first set, Indiana Tech won by 7 points. Rochester, of course, won the last one by 7 points, as you can see right there on your screen in the upper right-hand corner. But the home team will be looking to close this one out here and not go to that 5th set. And send the home crowd home happy, if you will. It'll be Andrea Shriver with first dibs on the serve. And here we go. We're underway in set number 4. Here comes the attack from Francis. And Blust gets a hand on it, but not enough. And Rochester yet again claims the first point. Here comes the serve. Blust will receive. And there is the attack from Paul. Rochester getting reorganized. Geisen Haver comes up with the kill. So Rochester off to yet another good start. It's only 2 points, but you got to start somewhere. And Tech doesn't really have it together there. A little bit of a miss hit. And now it's 3-0. Ashley Horn is the server at the moment for Rochester. Blust receives. Shriver to the far side and down the far side cross court. And it's a kill for Taylor Paul. That was close, but she did keep it within. Ruled the line judges. And that'll certainly do. She goes back to serve. Francis just barely sends it over, and it's misplayed by Indiana Tech. Another point goes the way of Rochester. Costello sends it over. Shriver with the set. Near side Westra off the blockers, out of bounds, and it's a point for the home Warriors. Right back across off the serve. Out of the middle. That was Sorg. Near side Francis off the blockers. And a point for Indiana Tech. Sorg and Westra in the mix on that one. Lust on the serve. Sends it over. Here comes the attack. It's from Geisenhaver. Shriver tries the far side for Van Oort. A big swing. It's off the blockers and a point. That'll tie this one up at 4 apiece. Van Oort now up to 11 kills. Rochester able to get it over. Van Oort. Shriver back to Van Oort. Big swing and a kill. And just like that, Indiana Tech jumps into the lead. Lust with the serve. Here's the attack from Geisenhaver. It goes long to the far side. And it's a 2-point lead. There's a set from Warner. Blocked right at the net on the attack from Benin. Geisenhaver is handled there by Paul. Van Oort sends it over, puts some juice on that one. It's off the blockers, and another point. Noelle Van Oort starting to cook here once again. It's a 7-4 lead for Indiana Tech. Warner to the far side. Finds some open room, and it's a kill as Rochester stabilizes for the moment. It's Olivia Francis, her 12th of the night. Second among all players to, of course, Noelle Van Oort with 13. Served at Van Oort, right back over, and Blust able to get it across, but a free ball for Rochester. Here comes the attack out of the middle, but it's out. It is inbounds, rather. That one is ruled that it stayed in from Benin. That one looked out of bounds from here, but we'll go, of course, with those that have eyes significantly closer than we do. Shriver with the set to the near side. It's Westra. That one is most certainly inbounds. There's the serve. There's a set from Kiefer. Now to the near side, Carroll. Shriver over to the far side. Van Ort had too much on it, but it's played by Horn. And now Carroll sends over the freebie. Shriver at the net. Off the hands there on the attack from Sorg. And another free ball for Indiana Tech, but it's out of bounds, so they don't even have to play it. Indiana Tech leads it 9-6. Westra with the serve. Played again by Horn. Geisenhaver doesn't come up with the kill. Comes over to Carroll. She's on the attack. Into the back row for Paul. Back now to Westra. Rochester now with a chance, but before they do, they were whistled for a double hit, and it's 10-6 for Indiana Tech. Geisenhaver, far side. We get another whistle and another point going the way of Indiana Tech. So a 5-point lead now here for the home Warriors. Sent over by Westra. Costello into the net. And another point for Indiana Tech. That leads to a timeout from Rochester. We'll go ahead and utilize one as well. You're watching Indiana Tech Women's Volleyball, SummitCitySports.com.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
Back here at the Schaefer Center, it is a 6-point lead for Indiana Tech. They've doubled up Rochester here to get going in our fourth set. Will it be the last one? We'll find out. Indiana Tech just one set away, but Rochester not looking eager to get back on that bus home as they come up with the point there to get us started out of the timeout. Shriver, Van Ort, big swing off the blockers, and a point. Van Ort looking to surpass the 14 she picked up in the win over Marion a couple of weeks ago. Is already at least 14, has probably surpassed that. We'll check in a moment. Looking for an ace. She's not going to get it here, but the Warriors will get a free ball. Shriver, nice timing there on that one, looking for Sorg, but it doesn't work out as it's a point for Rochester. Noelle Van Ort with 14 kills. So that will tie what she put up a couple of weeks ago. And it's a 5-point set here as we get back going. Westra, Shriver sends it over herself and will land the kill. So Andrea Shriver now up to 4. Tied with Jacqueline all the way. And there comes the serve from Penny, but it's a point for Rochester. Warner will serve. Here it comes. Blust for Shriver. Middle attack. There it comes. And it goes too long. So Rochester up to double digits. Here it comes from Warner again for Van Ort. Now to Shriver. And another attack. That one stays in, though, from Jacqueline all the way. So the lead is again 5 for Indiana Tech, 15-10. Nice little attack there from McGregor. Doesn't work out. Near side, Francis crushed off the blockers. And it's a point for Indiana Tech. Emma Westra heavily involved in that one. All the way credited as well there for the block. But Shriver sends that one into the netting. That is a service error. And it will make it 11 for Rochester. Goes over to the far side, Westra. Still a live ball, though. And a miscomm for Rochester. A point for Indiana Tech. The lead is out to 6 now. Paul sends it over. There's the set. Sent across by Geisenhaver. It doesn't get there, though. It was blocked. And another point for Indiana Tech as they keep inching closer and closer to that 25th point. That would seal this one here on this lovely Labor Day in the Summit City. Bump set for Francis. And it's blocked again. Or is it? It looks like that one might be overruled. We might have a point going the other way. And we're going to get this one sorted out, and it is going to get swapped around. So it is going to be a point for Rochester, rather. Didn't catch what the issue was on that one. Shriver comes to this side for Westra. Francis now, it's her turn. Blust, set to the back row. Francis tries it again at the near side, sends it just a little bit long. And Tech now gets it up to 19. There's the serve from Blust. Warner. Into the middle, it came from Benham. Near side, Westra. Now Francis into the blockers, still alive though. Right at the net, sent over by Benham. Paul able to handle it to the far side for Van Ort. And it's going to be a kill. 20 points now for Indiana Tech as it's another one for Van Ort. She's up to 15. It's a 20-12 lead for Indiana Tech. Warner on the attack for Geisenhaver. Francis this time, it's off the blockers. Shriver over to Van Ort, and too much on it, it goes long. Serving is Kiefer. Shriver looking to Westra. Near side, the attack comes from Carroll. And we're going to get a kill. No, we get a point here for Indiana Tech. Rochester thought they had one. They did not. So it puts Indiana Tech just 4 points away from sealing this one up. It's 21-13, an 8-point lead. The attack comes from Carroll. It's down the line. Westra with the dig. Van Ort sends it over. And it's off the blockers again. Taylor Sorg on that one. Comes up with the block. And it's just 3 more points for Indiana Tech. They lead it by 9. And after kind of trailing in the early going, have really pulled away here in this 4th set. A nice rebound from set 3 where they were lagging behind a little bit. And that attack goes long. 23 now. And that'll be a timeout for Rochester. We'll go ahead and use one as well here as we approach the end of this one, potentially. Indiana Tech Women's Volleyball, SummitStateSports.com.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
Welcome back. It just takes 2 more points for Indiana Tech to claim the victory tonight. And let's see what they can dial up here out of the Rochester timeout. Westra with the serve. And now here comes Carroll, but it's a miss hit. And that will bring Indiana Tech to match point. With an 11-point lead. Can Indiana Tech finish it off here and improve to 7-2 on the season? Here it comes. The set sent across by Kiefer. Shriver, bump set. Van Ort finishes it off. Noelle Van Ort with the exclamation point on that one. As she will not be taking any extra energy home tonight. She wound up on that one. And it'll be a 3-1 victory for Indiana Tech here in their home opener at the Schaefer Center. They improved to 7-2 on the season. Rochester will drop back to 2-8. Both of these teams back in action on Wednesday for some more WAC conference play. For Rochester, they'll be back at home against Madonna, and Indiana Tech will be on the road against UNOH. We'll be back here with you this weekend, though, for the Liz Lakowski Memorial Tournament, and we get that underway at 2 o'clock on Friday, 10 a.m. on Saturday. And Indiana Tech will have 4 matches across the weekend. We'll have them all for you here, however you're joining us tonight via Indiana Tech Warriors social channels. So that will be all she wrote from the Schaefer Center. For my cameraman here tonight, Esau Haynes, I'm Joe Hacker. We thank you for joining us. This has been Indiana Tech Women's Volleyball, brought to you by SummitStateSports.com.